Okay, going to do a water test. I went and I found that spring today, and I mean, the water looks amazing. I drank a cup of it this afternoon, and I feel fine still. It is after 8 o'clock now. I got another one of those multitasking Saturday nights. Let me show you what I got going on, and then I'll get back to the test. Got my sourdough getting ready to make another bread. Hydrolyzing. Got another round of yogurt cooking up. And I went by Home Depot and I got this drinking water analysis kit. H2O, okay. So it's by LabTech. I got it at Home Depot. It's got 2 of each type of test in it. And I'm going to perform this test because I want to just make sure that there's nothing harmful in this spring water. I mean, like I say, it looks amazing, it tastes amazing, but safety first, safety always. So we're just gonna make sure here before I start going and snagging a bunch of it for drinking water. Just want to make sure that it's safe. Alright, so this test is a few different things. I'll show you the little pamphlet and then I'll show you each result. Alright, so it's got one test for, it's a multi-test, 6 different problems that you could be facing. Total hardness, chlorine, alkalinity, nitrates and nitrides. And nitrates and nitrides, that could be something that could potentially be harmful. And then you're also going to test for iron, which that would be, I don't think it could be very harmful to you, but it could be harmful to your clothing, which this is just spring water that I'll be drinking. And then a hydrogen sulfide, which you don't really need a strip for because you can smell that. And this water has absolutely no smell. And then going to test for copper. Now, let me show you any complications that might be caused if any of these come up positive. Okay, I'm going to skip on down. If the alkalinity, we know, like, actually, here, hold on, let me do this again here. So, yeah, it could cause cancer. Alright. The total hardness, which would be naturally occurring, it's not something you have to worry about with the spring water. The iron caused by a possible source would be a geological formation, so that might be something with the spring water coming out of the ground. It's going to cause a metallic taste to the water, but no, it doesn't seem to have a health problem. pH off would be naturally occurring. Wouldn't be anything you'd have to worry about in drinking. Alkalinity would be naturally occurring, and it would cause an alkali taste. Dry skin, which wouldn't have to worry about because you won't be showering. The copper, it says, I mean, this is talking about like water coming through a system, obviously, but we can still test spring water with it. It could cause a stomach illness and a bitter taste, which, like I say, it tasted absolutely fine. Iron would have a rotten egg smell, like a rotten smell, so you would know and you wouldn't want to drink that. Nitrates and nitrides could be caused from agriculture runoff, septic leaks, and that is a bad one. It could cause blood disorders. Hydrogen sulfide, like I say, you don't have to have a test for that. You can smell it, and it will cause nausea if you drink it. So if you smell that, that rotten smell, that rotten egg smell, you're not going to want to drink that, okay? Alright, so it looks like probably the two main ones that we're really going to be concerned about the most would be chlorine, which there's probably no way that this is going to have chlorine in it coming from up out of the ground. And the, what was it? The nitrates and nitrides. Yeah. And the copper. Alright, so the chlorine, copper, nitrates, and nitrides. Alright, let me get this started. Alright, it comes with this little guide right here with all the different colors that it's going to show you between 0 and on up. So what I'm going to do now is put the phone over here so you can see the water test tube. I've already put the water in the test tube. Let's see, is that good? It's good enough. Alright, so I'm going to open up the strip. I think I can get it open without tearing it up. See, it's in this. Sorry, I have no fingernails whatsoever. I guess I should have got some scissors out. Okay. Alright, so here is the strip. I'm sure y'all have probably seen those before. So, it says to fill the tube with water, dip the strip for 2 seconds, remove and shake it 1 time, and immediately you will read the hardness, chlorine, and alkalinity. So, 1, 2, shake. Alright, so we have can y'all see it? Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's in the 450 range for hardness. Total chlorine is like 0. Alkalinity is probably 240. pH is about a 40 to a 80. Nitrite looks like 0. Nitrate looks like 0. Alright, let me grab this and read it again. I know you can't see, I know you can see that, but you can't see my little paper telling me the numbers. So, dip it, remove it, immediately read hardness, chlorine, alkalinity, wait 30 seconds, read nitrite, nitrate, discard strip, and sample. So, hardness, chlorine, alkalinity were, the chlorine was fine. The hardness and the alkalinity was the two things that it was kind of high on. And the pH, right? The fourth one over was green. Pretty green. So let's see what it says again. I'm going to look at this again. Total hardness reduces soap scum. Chlorine was 0. That's good. So that's the cancer. Alkalinity. Dry skin, alkali taste. So nothing dangerous or harmful. pH, plumbing system failure, so nothing to worry about there for drinking. Nitrite and nitrates were basically zeros, you know? I mean, it's very, very pale looking. And that was what to worry about for blood disorders. So, yeah, so nothing on that to worry about. Alright, so far, so good. So far, so good. It's looking good. Oh, and I am going to do the other set of tests I'm going to do out of the kitchen sink water. Just because we might as well go there, right? Alright, so next we're going to do the copper. Let me grab some scissors. Again, this is, see if I can stand this up. This is the sink water. I'm just going to stand that up beside of it there so we can maybe see it. Let me just get this over here by the spring. This is the sink water, which we'll do here in a minute when we get done with this one. Let me see if we can go back that way a little bit. Purple, we got to get one more in there. Let me back it up a little bit further. There we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're going to do the copper now. I'm going to cut this, get this sample out of here. And like I say, on the copper, you're going to, oh, I got to discard the sample. Alright, I'm glad I looked at the instructions. So, unfortunately, it's wanting me to throw this spring water away, so I guess I'll be going back and getting more spring water, but I guess it doesn't want you double dipping. I feel like this is precious water to be just thrown away, but for whatever reason, it don't want you. It says to discard it, so it's not wanting me to use it. Man, these are so hard to open, I tell you. They do not make it easy to open. Goodness. Really doesn't help any that I have terrible fingernails. Alright, let me throw this one out. And I'm going to have to pick up my gallon jug here and pour some more in there. Or let me see if I can pour it out of. I poured spring water in this thinking I was going to test it in this, but I forgot that it had the test tube. Alright, so that is, no, shoot. Nope, that's not. That is filtered water, which I was going to test, but I didn't realize that I only had 2 sets of tests, and I want to test the kitchen sink water before I test the filtered water. I'll have to go back and get another one. Now I just poured filtered water in that. Give me a second. Sorry, y'all. Let me pause this. I gotta clean this out. Alright. Clean that. Here comes more spring water. Whoops. Okay. Alright. Here we go. We're going to do the copper test now. Copper test says fill the tube, immerse the copper strip, swirl it 10 times, remove it with pads face up. Do not shake off the excess water. Wait 15 seconds and then compare the color chart. Discard after 30 seconds. So, dip it and swirl it. Alright, y'all ready? I'm going to immerse it and we're going to swirl it. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't shake it. Hold it. Count to 15. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 6. Okay, 15, and we are not looking good, are we? I can't tell. Man, it's hard to tell a difference there. Copper parts per million. Man, I guess it's that one. It's definitely not that one. It's like looking at paint in the store. It's the first one, so it's okay. I mean, those get brown. That definitely doesn't match those bad ones. Let me see if I can get this up here real close so y'all can give me your opinion on it. It says discarded after 30 seconds, so we're getting close to the end. But let's see if we can get an example. I think it's that one. Alright, let's see what it says about copper. If it has anything at all, or... Copper could cause stomach illness. But how many parts per million could cause stomach illness? Gonna have to look into that. We will have to evaluate. Because it definitely... I don't know though. I mean, to me, it did not have not even 1 parts per million. I think it was the 0.3. So, 0.3 parts per million. So, we're going to have to do some research on that. Alright, so that's the copper. Next, we will do the iron test. So, we have to discard that sample. Which still, to me, kind of sucks because... I mean, I drank it this afternoon, and I really, really thought it tasted really, really good. So, I'm being impartial here, but I don't want anything to be wrong with it because I want to enjoy the living water. Okay. That is the iron test coming up. See if I can cut this, get this a little bit better this time. I just have terrible hand dexterity. Alright, iron. It's really not anything to have to worry about. The iron test strip smells. I can smell it, and I haven't even got the thing out yet. Now, that don't make any sense to me, but I do smell a smell all of a sudden. I don't know, maybe one of the dogs passed gas. I definitely smelled something all of a sudden. Sorry, y'all. I'm terrible at opening these. Doesn't help that I just did dishes too. Alright. It's getting real close. We're going to have to hurry up and wrap this up because I'm getting ready to have to work on my bread too. Okay, for the iron, fill the tube, dip the strip for 2 seconds, remove the pads face up. I just dropped it in the sink. I probably just ruined it. Did it get wet? Nope, it didn't get wet. Alright. Wait 60 seconds and compare. Maybe it did get... No. Alright, iron. Gonna dip it for 2 seconds. 1, 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119. 120. 121. 122 Shake it. Wait 60 seconds, so we'll come back. Okay. We're back. It's been 60 seconds, and we're still pretty much like in the very, very low, probably between, you see that? Between 0 and 0.3, maybe. So there's no iron to be worried about. And I know it says to throw the strip away after 30 seconds, but I still just really, I don't think the copper is anything to be worried about. I mean, it's the copper test has been over with for a couple minutes now, and it's still clearly in the light category. So we may retest that, but I think it's good to go. But right now I gotta go work on my bread. And that's what we got so far out of the spring in Kingsport, Tennessee. I got a gallon of Springwater today. I went and basically risked my life on the side of 11W because it was rainy and there was a lot of traffic, and I was kind of silly for doing it when I did. But hey, you know what? I was thirsty. I usually like to keep a couple gallons or a bunch of bottles or whatever, some water in my van, and I was running really low, and I was like, man, I really need some water, and I really been wanting to start drinking this spring water, and like true spring water from a spring. And I knew we had them. And like I say, I had tried that one when I first moved here to Kingsport, but I'm pretty sure the containers I had it in just really tasted weird. But yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, the stuff that's dangerous is not showing up on the thing. So, again, there's the first test I did. It's been sitting for a while now, but you can see the chlorine would be the bad thing. And there's no chlorine to worry about. Chlorine and copper are the two worst things, and I don't think either one of them are enough to worry about. Alright, but I am not a professional. I am not a scientist. I do not have a degree in water conservation or safety. But that's just me giving you my 2 cents. Much love.